Welcome to the Capital Spreads Weekly Look Ahead. Today is Monday the 21st of May 2012 and we've actually had a relatively decent start to the week so far. A small bounce for the FTSE, and as things stand that bounce just seems to have maintained itself, because all too many times in the last few weeks we've seen rallies very short-lived, only for the markets to suddenly capitulate. And it would seem that we've just found a little bit of support for the time being after a G8 summit that saw lots of rhetoric towards the Eurozone obviously being a crucial thing to sort out. But I suppose that really the main thing that's caused the bounce so far today is just a poll in Greece which indicated that there is the chance that a pro-bailout coalition may well be formed. So at the moment we're trading in the FTSE around 52.95, the Dow is at 12.420, Euro dollar at 127.70, cable 158.20, gold, which has had a really strong recovery from its lows, is just below 1600 at 1590, and Brent just a little bit higher as well, 107.75. Today we've already seen a sort of quiet start to really what's going to probably be relatively quiet week, certainly in terms of economic data and corporate announcements. But the focus is probably going to be really on AGMs more than anything else. Tomorrow, not only do we see numbers from Marks and Spencer and Vodafone, but we get the Royal Dutch Shell AGM, and here we'll be really seeing just whether this investor spring is going to continue, where investors really have been voting against big remuneration packages, and so it looks like Shell could potentially be the next on investors' target lists, but then they've got little to complain about considering the impressive numbers that Shell has managed to see so far. As mentioned, Marks and Spencer will report tomorrow. We'll focus there just to see how the recent bad weather has affected their sales. The full year numbers aren't expected to be particularly good. The company has struggled in the last few years with reducing margins, and a UK consumer that really is finding it very difficult at the moment. Also, on the economic data front, we get consumer confidence numbers from the EU. We get inflation data from the UK, which is expected to decline, and in the US we get existing home sales. On Wednesday we get Bank of England minutes. It'll be interesting to see how the MPC voted for no further QE earlier this month. We also get retail sales. Now retail sales are expected to decline. We'll probably see that reflected in Marks and Spencer's figures on Tuesday. The focus here will be footfall. Footfall is expected to have fallen the most in 2 years. We've had bad weather in the last couple of months, terrible April, terrible May. So definitely retail sales expected to take a big hit there. But going forward, can we expect to see a recovery? We've got obviously the Jubilee weekend coming up, so retail is very much hoping that would boost sales. Also on Wednesday, US new home sales. Then Thursday we've got SABMiller and United Utilities reporting. On the economic data front, very much a European focused day. We've got PMI numbers, both services and manufacturing, from Germany and France, as well as the German IFO business sentiment. So there we'll get some data, just see how these surveys are indicating the major economies of Europe, how they're doing. We also get the second reading of UK GDP. Now a lot of the data would suggest that we could potentially see an upward revision to the figure that, of course, only a few weeks ago confirmed that the UK entered a double dip recession. So whilst the number is expected to come in at 0.2% negative, we could potentially see maybe an upward revision, but we'll have to wait and see come Thursday. Then really it's, as I say, what's a quiet week ends quietly as well, with just on Friday the only thing to focus on there is German consumer confidence. And I think that really the week will probably continue to be dominated by the macro picture and what's happening in Greece. That's it. Do give us feedback, media@capitalspreads.com.